I definitely have always been interested in fashion and individual style. Like I can't say I've always had the best taste, but I've always experimented with stuff. I remember when I was about 14, I used to wear like a bowler hat out in the street with bright red lipstick and kind of roll about like I was some mad hatter. And then I went through like a DMs phase, and before that I went through a little bit of a chavvy stage and sovereign rings, and so I've kind of developed a style depending on the way my life has been at that time. So now I feel pretty comfortable. I think I've got the right amount of chav meets nutty meets glamour meets, you know, punk rocker. So it's just about being comfortable, and that's kind of how I dictate what I wear. I used to be like, oh, it's not about how you look, and I've started to make more of an effort, I guess. Probably because I started to get chased around Sainsbury's or M&S or wherever I'm buying my fruit and veg from, and before I'd be in my beanie hat and my Converse with no makeup on, and everyone's like, can I have a photo? And I'm like, okay. But you know, I've kind of enjoyed the fact that my job allows me to be a bit more glamorous, and I think I'm embracing that more. So I'm still wearing the baggy tees and the Jordans and the Converse and the trainers, but every now and then I'll just throw in a pair of 6-inch heels with the bomber jacket and just kind of mix it up a bit. Being on stage is my excuse to sort of play dress up and be like a fairy princess for a second, because I'm not that kind of a girl normally. I have got less girly. When I was on tour chasing status, I used to really vamp up the fact that I was the only girl there, because you walk out on stage in front of 2,000 people who only want a mosh pit. You got to get their attention somehow. So I did wear as little as possible with as many glitter and bling on it. But now I just find it as a good excuse to sort of be a little bit glamorous and almost like an alter ego in a sense, or a coat of arms. It just makes me feel like I'm on stage. The leopard print leotard that I wore for a festival was probably one of the most risque, but I had trainers on with it. Had I worn heels and stuff, it would have been a different thing. It was very, very, very tight. Like, I saw some pictures that some press people took afterwards, and I was more, like, obviously you can't see the back of your body, so, but they did. And I was very embarrassed that you could see everything. I've always worn crazy things. I've always liked, my main thing has been trying to be individual and different and as interesting as possible with what I wear and not look like a clone of everybody else. So, you know, it is harder now because you find that people, you know, have a lot, like, you have similar tastes as people you hang out with, or that's always the way, but I don't want to turn up and look at you and you're in the same outfit as me. So I work really hard to think, no one would possibly in their right mind buy that. I'm gonna wear it, and that's kind of my rule. I definitely am a tattoo addict. I think it's one of the things that I really have to control my urges on. I find new designs and tattoos every day, and if I had a little bit more time, I probably would be inked completely. My mum begs me not to be. She's like, please stop. But I love them. They're again about being individual. I slightly am gutted when I meet people who are like, I love your tattoos and look at mine, I got the same. That kind of breaks my heart a little bit, because the reason you do it is to be different, and then people have the same one and you almost become like branded as one of the same. But I enjoy the artwork on me. I think it's like when you get a cool haircut or something, it's the same thing. And it never really hit me that I was tatted until I went out kind of not working, and it was a really hot day this year, and I looked around and I was like, I'm gonna be that grandma covered in tattoos. That's gonna be me. So yeah, it's one of those things you've got to learn to love. With me in shopping, I'm a speed shopper. Like, I am supermarket sweet. That is me, minus the really orange tailwind. I I have half an hour and I will find a way to get into a store and like grab everything. I never try anything on ever in a shop. It's too time consuming. And yeah, I do find time. I like all sorts of brands. I find like I love vintage shopping. It does take more time than going to the normal stores, but it's more rewarding. You won't see anyone else with it. But like there's different types. Sure, you know, East London vintage shopping is very sort of casual, and you go to West London, you can get all the designer stuff that's like, you know, 40 years old and in mint condition. So it depends what I'm looking for. But I can make food shopping fun. Like I just genuinely love to shop, so I'll find time. My style advice would definitely be to be comfortable. It looks terrible when you're uncomfortable for whatever reason, whether it be your shoes or too uncomfortable. Don't get me wrong, I have yet to find a pair of 6-inch heels that feel like slippers, but if you can walk in it and pull it off and fake it, it looks better. And yeah, just be comfortable and you always look much better. And accessorize, just put as much, mix match, you know, throw things on that you would not normally put together and people think you're stylish and really you're just mad.